as we reported earlier, the ruling People's Democratic Party made good its threat to boycott Thursday's peace accord signing in Benin City ahead of next week's governorship election in Edo State. Consequently, there is no palpable tension around the state, with opposition political parties now expressing apprehension about peace and security on the day of the polls. Governor Godwin Obaseki had on Wednesday told former head of state General Abdulsalami Abubakar, who is chairman of the National Peace Committee, that PDP would not jump on the signing bandwagon because of threats and unlawful arrest of its members by Nigerian police, enabled by the All Progressives Congress government at the center, according to him. Now, Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now. It's good to have you, Mr. Sobowale. Always a pleasure. Now, of course, you've been following proceedings regarding the Edo build-up towards the elections. Even if it's a voluntary gesture here, and we've already talked about the sense of having a goodwill, and based on the excuses they gave regarding the police arrest and what have you, is that enough to avoid this signing ceremony, as it were?
Well, it could be, and it may not be. But you see, this is a democracy. And election is the engine room of democracy. That is where you get power and you lose power. But if parties now are making utterances that make a democracy unworkable, there's something is fishy there. That's no longer politics. It's either they are not good competitors, or they are bad losers, or they think they have not done sufficiently well to be rewarded at the polls by the electorate. That is what democracy is all about. Listen to the two parties. They are drumming, they are making noise, like they are beating drums of war. We are not at war. It's a competition. And then again, whilst I appreciate the gesture of the Peace Committee led by Abdulsalami, I think they are pampering politicians too much. You see, in saying they sign peace, you have given them the false confidence that they can use force or violence to derail the electoral process. It is wrong. Although, given the nature of our history, well, perhaps given the nature of the volatile history of politics in Edo State, former Bendel State, maybe it is in order. But the fact that one party or the other has cast aspersion on the process, it shows that they are glorifying violence, whereas we are not at war. They have turned the state in what the political theorists call Obesian theory, where might is right. It is not right. It's not right. That is not democratic politics. They should be called to order. See, then in a way, they have tried to tangle the hand of the police by accusing the police of being biased. But you see, if you see the way either PDP or APC are going about it, they will remove all the officials that do not have any acquaintance or any affinity with them, right from the electoral, the resident electoral commissioner, police commissioner, everybody who will conduct the election. You get me? Yeah. And even though the police too has his own grounds, they kill this man, and you go after the people who have killed this man. But all these are extravagant rhetorics, anti-democratic rhetorics. They should be named in the board. The Peace Committee has a role, but it should not always jump into the fray. Well, if people want to kill themselves, let them kill themselves. You get me? But they must allow the electoral process to go on. That's democracy.
Thank you. Noted, Mr. Sobowale. Yeah. Now, of course, you're well-versed in political history. I'm just wondering how parties that have refused to sign peace accords fared in Nigerian elections. Are there any precedents that we can draw from in the past?
I doubt it. You know, even those who don't believe in the peace agreement, it's always a face saving something. But when the party now comes out, the party where the incumbent is a member of that party, that it will not sign, it is very ominous. So lack of respect for the rule of law. And that's the essence of democracy. And even for the electoral process. It's not the hereditary governorship election. It is democratic, competitive election. People must follow the rules and not threaten the status quo because of the prospect of failure or the drunkenness of coming victory. whatever it is. Yes.
Of course, the electorate is watching with keen interest while all of this is going on. How impactful will this development be on them, you think?
Well, I will say one thing. The electorate there is used to this sort of language and vocabulary, so they understand. You know, in the Midwest, I always call the place Midwest. There are so many languages. That is why, you see, they speak a lot of pidgin, and they are well educated and articulate. Yeah. They know what, they can see through what is going on. They will want, the electorate will want to vote in peace. You get me? And I'm sure the police will want to do its own duty by all means to make people vote. And luckily, it is a one-off situation. The election is just September 22 is in that place. Yes. So by the grace of God, they will monitor them. But the usual rhetorics should be called to order. Nobody should threaten the state because you want to contest I'm in power. It's not democratic.
Yes. Well, briefly, of course, you've already touched on this to an extent, but how does this refusal impact the overall credibility of the peace accord process? Could it potentially undermine similar initiatives in future elections?
The party of the sitting government has not signed it. He was the one who welcomed the... So the credibility is gone, literally, and it should not be like that. You get me? And then again, this is what I was trying to say. You see, there is a story of the boy crying wolf when the wolf was not there. When the wolf eventually, you should not assume people will fight. Let them go to the competition. Then if there's any problem, you resolve issues. That is why they have disrespected the peace committee now and denied it its credibility and reputation. It's not on. It's undemocratic. But it is a much needed strategy to avoid political violence.
Indeed. Mr. Dayo, Sobowale, Arise News analyst, I'd like to thank you very much for your thoughts on the Edo elections, which will be coming up very soon. It's good to have you with us.